Okay, this is to show some of the tracking for our second lab. So let me just go ahead and do this. Go to OpenTrack Labs. We are in the Dynamics lab. Videos. Try that one. Frame rate is 210. Set the start frame after he lets go. Let it go for a bit. Continue. Do the calibration. 600. I make my marks, and if I don't like them, if they're not centered up, let's center them correctly. Okay, we're calibrated. Continue. And add a marker here. So this is block. Okay. Add a marker here. Call that reference. Make it orange. We'll make it static. Later we're going to add a link there. And we'll do something for an x-axis. So let's call this x1. It's static. We're not going to track it. Call that x2. Static. Okay. Alright. Let's continue. Sure, we'll call it that. And back, we'll set this to 15 as advised. Okay. At this point, if you can see that marker, you should be able to auto track. So it's selected. Auto tracking is on, as opposed to manual tracking. Click auto track. So it'll be another 30 seconds and it'll be done. Alright, auto tracking is completed. We're here. Continue. We'll go with the default, sure. Alright. Some of the other things you might want to do is add a link. We'll call it distance or dist. First marker, reference, second marker, block. We'll go with the default color. If you want to see that link, just scroll back and select it. There it is. You want to add another link. Just call it x-axis. First marker x1, second marker x2. Make that red. Okay. So we can see our two links there if we need to. If we measure the angle between those two, we get a sense of what the angle of the ramp is. Now we have to understand that we measured one to the left and the other one's to the right, so we may be getting an angle that is a little different than the angle in between. So we just got to keep that in mind. So let's go to graphs. We got those two checked. Let's do some link kinematics. We'll clear all. Let's just do the length. Just do a quadratic fit just for kicks. And okay, so one's dead on straight, so the r squared is nonsense in that case. In fact, we should probably just turn off the x-axis there because we don't need it. Let's replot. There we go. So you end up getting a graph like this. It's kind of nice. If you want to do some stuff with the angles, now we have two links. We can add an angle. Angle, let's say ramp slope. One word. We'll go between the x-axis and the distance. Okay. Let's check that. And now if we go to graphs, we can also go down and graph this if we want to. We could in fact graph the orientation of the distance link as well, just for comparison. That's with respect to the frame of the picture. So if you plot, get the first plot, second plot, that's the orientation. So it's saying it's about negative 155. So the interpretation of that is going to be, well, if you were to draw a line out here to the right and measure this way, that would be negative 155. So really, what's the difference between 180 and negative 155? And you've got, what is it, about 25 degrees, right? If you do it, let's see, let's look at the next one. It's going to be similar, I think, yeah. So the ramp slope is going to be similar because it's measured the same way. And of course you can do some averaging, so if I hit Control V and click here, click again with the mouse, click over here somewhere with the mouse, and do Show Stats, average is something like 155. And so you subtract that from 180 and you get the angle. Okay, so that's about it. I didn't have any problems tracking that one.